Welcome back. We're now being joined by Dr. Onah Ekhomu, security consultant. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, sir.
Dr. Ekhomu, you heard the military spokesperson, Brigadier General Rabi Abubakar, talk about all that they've done and all that they're doing. I mean, it's been fantastic news. The president described it as the best Christmas gift. The governor of Borno State said, in fact, in the over 5 years he's been governor of Borno State, this is the best Christmas he has seen. What's your position?
Well, it's a very welcome development. It's very positive. We have been under the yoke of insurgency, if you may, since 2009. That's when it started, but it was quelled and it went on a short respite, and then started again September 7th of 2010. And it's been on one attack after the other, use of AK-47 in mowing down people, use of IEDs, tossing of IED, attacks on churches, attacks on mosques, attacks on cities, taking over whole cities, taking over whole local governments. In fact, at a point in time, 75% of Borno State was under Boko Haram control. I mean, to come all the way now and say that the headquarters of Boko Haram has been captured by the Nigerian military is it's big news. It's big time. It's breaking news, as you guys say it in your industry. And I think it's a very positive development. And I issued a release, I believe on Monday or yesterday, praising the president and the military chiefs on the very positive development. But then, you know, there are other considerations.
We'll continue the conversation when we return after this break. Welcome back. Dr. Ekhomu, now, good, you've commended the president, you've commended the military for their efforts and all, but there are those who are still wondering. This happened over the weekend. Till date, no one knows how many insurgents were killed or arrested as the military attacked Sambisa Forest, full onslaught. How many of the Chibok girls were found, or how many people were rescued from that onslaught on the Sambisa Forest that gave the final routing of that forest? Till date, nobody has details of how much of equipment was recovered or ammunition was recovered. Is there something that's is there a shady kind of business going on here?
Well, I wouldn't say it's there's nothing underhand going on. I think this is a battle that's fresh. They just captured the place on Monday or thereabout this past weekend. And they have to take stock. The kind of statistics you're requesting now, how many killed in action, material recovered, munitions recovered, and so on and so forth. Now, the general has given us an indication in his interview with you. He said there was fierce resistance. Now, if there was fierce resistance, it meant there was intense firefight. And in fact, I think it was said that they used overhead platforms also in assaulting, in that final assault. Overhead platforms, meaning using the aircraft and things, you know, to direct ground forces. So certainly there would be a number of casualties, perhaps even on both sides. But I think what is happening right now, they are doing stock taking. I think it's just celebratory right now. We're celebrating the capture or the fall of Sambisa Forest, the fall of Boko Haram self-proclaimed headquarters, and perhaps these kinds of statistics will come out in the next couple of days, indicating what casualties and what fatalities were encountered in the battle for Sambisa.
Okay, but now that they've been driven out of Sambisa forest,
yes, sir,
because a few of them would have escaped in the course of that onslaught, what's the guarantee, and they would infiltrate the villages around?
Yes.
How, or what's the best way to identify? I asked that question, but I didn't really, his answer wasn't too clear. How can the citizens identify this man? Because even the federal government, through the Minister of Information, I said every citizen, please be alert, because these people will try to infiltrate the different communities. Yeah. What should they be looking out for?
Well, there are three classes of terrorists here. You have the senior leadership, people like Shekau and his close lieutenants. Those ones have gone AWOL a long time ago. They will be in Niger. They will be far from this scene of action right now. They're not around. Despite the good work by the MNJTF is doing in trying to secure the borders, these guys have passed. They are in Mali now, probably Sudan, Niger, and they have, the senior leadership will tend to take care of themselves earlier on. They will take off and tell the commanders, hold the fort, make sure the guys are fighting. Now the commanders, because it's called the water splash theory, when the water splashes, some of it will go further off and so on and so forth. Now the big guys will go further off. Now the commanders will splash closer. These are the guys, you heard the army chief, the chief of army staff say that a Boko Haram commander was arrested in Lagos last Thursday. So those are the kind of people you find. They are field commanders. Those ones will still be around because they don't have the capability to go afar, to go to Paris or wherever it is these terrorists go when they escape from the country. They would be in Enugu. They will be in Port Harcourt. They will be in Lagos. They will be in Kano. Kano is a hotbed. You were asking some questions just now, and I'm worried about Kano myself. And they'll be in Kaduna, which is a natural reservoir for them. So what I'm saying is the commanders will go further afield. Now, the little guys, the ones you are talking about who blend into the villages, they have a problem because a lot of the civilian JTF now know them and they can identify them and pick them out of a lineup and hand them over to the authorities. In fact, summarily even deal with them in some cases if they are trying to resist arrest. So they have a bigger problem. So those are the guys who bought the buses, who bought those transport lines, those Borno State Transport Service and whatever, and travel to some village somewhere, maybe even to Edo State or whatever. Some of them will have teamed up with people who know how to use the forest, that's the bushes, to navigate in the bushes and trek with them in the bushes away. So what I'm saying is you have a lot of that has occurred already. Now it is the people, the guardians, those people who were mandated to defend the HQ. Those are the people who probably will have been terminated in that firefight by the military that day. So, okay, now the other part of the question, you said, how do you recognize them? Oh, sure. There, the civilian JTF will do the job because they already know they have things, they have ways of knowing them. They have ways of, it's profiling. They have ways of profiling them. They look at their age. They look at their movement. Some of them are known because they've been known to be doing this. We have a bigger problem here in the South because in the South, we don't know them. Every Nigerian youth look like every other Nigerian youth. So you have to, again, start doing profiling here. When people come for jobs, particularly as security guards, you have to add, because they have to have a means of livelihood. That's really the whole thing here. This is what will bring them out. They can't just come here. They don't have enough cash. Not like the big guys who flew on jets and flew away. They don't have cash to come and live well here without having to get into menial jobs. So they will work as gardeners. They will work as security guards. They will work as, they'll do all kinds of menial jobs here. And so when they come up to a home, for example, they come to your house, they want to guard you, you should ask them where they are from. Now, many of them will tell you they are from Niger. That's what they do. That's their catchword, or from Chad. You now say, I want to see your papers. to work legally in Nigeria. Now, if they don't have those papers, please turn them back, because they are Boko Haram elements trying to sneak into your compound, and so on and so forth. So now there are some civilian JTF elements that have come over here in the past to help the military in Lagos area, for example, in identifying Boko Haram elements that has escaped or that were infiltrating into this place. That's how they were able to make those multiple arrests that they made in times past, even some that were not publicized, even by the intelligence services. So what I'm saying is there are those kinds of indicators that you use. I don't want to say you look at a man and say, okay, this guy looks like this, because of course that now creates a lot of negative images in people's heads. So I think what we do is the questioning. Now, okay, there's something I said in my release. I said that they will speak little English because most of them went to Makaranto Alo. They didn't go to conventional schools. So they will speak very little English, and now you use that as a questioning point for them, you know, so that will flag them much quickly for you. So I think if we kind of do some of those things, just kind of strengthen ourselves, be more aware as Nigerians, because there is definitely displacement. There is displacement, there is infiltration into these parts of the country. So for us to just think that it's over is wrong. Now, let me come back 1 second to Kano before I let you ask your next question. Kano is a problem because Kano had been, even from day one, from July of 2009, Kano had been a hotbed. Even prior to July of 2009, in April, or April 17th precisely, of 2007, that's when the Yusufia movement attacked Panshekera Police Division and destroyed that place. It took the army. They killed 21 policemen, killed 10 bystanders, burned down the building, the police station itself. It took the army with overhead platform again to dislodge them from that place, and that was Yusufia, the same guys we are talking about. 2007, go and check your history. So you see, April 17th to be precise, 2007. Now, so that was just 4 days after the murder of Sheikh Adam, Jafar Adam, the teacher, the teacher, the mentor, the spiritual father of Sheikh Mohammed Yusuf, the founder of Boko Haram movement.
Right.